The following program was paid for by Southern American Media.
Fox 30 welcomes you to Meridian's favorite TV personalities and 3-time CMA nominees for Broadcast Personality of the Year. Welcome to Mornings with Scotty Ray and Debbie.
Hey, good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray along with Debbie, and guess what I learned this morning?
What?
I am not one of those morning eaters. I have coffee.
I'm not either, Scotty Ray. I'm not a breakfast person.
And I rarely ever think. But I was sitting here this morning on that second cup, and I thought, you know, I might want a biscuits. I made my way over there to the little refrigerator, and I whooped out one of those Jimmy Deans.
Yeah.
And I commenced to eating it, and now I just want to lay down and go to bed. That's why I don't eat breakfast.
I don't eat breakfast because... Well, I mean, sometimes I'm hungry, but usually if I'm hungry for breakfast, it's about 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
I want a late breakfast. I don't want to jump up and...
But
I know a lot of people, like my daughter Katie, she is you've got to have her something to eat.
Or she doesn't function.
If we travel or hike or do whatever, you better have some protein bars or something to tide her over until you get to a restaurant.
But it hugely affected me since I'm not used to doing that, but for some reason I wanted a biscuit this morning.
I'm going to say don't go to sleep because between the two of us, we're running on. I mean,
welcome back. By the way,
thanks.
We're glad to have you.
Yesterday was a rough day with this cold, and I say cold. I went to the doctor Friday, and I think it's just a really bad cold virus or whatever, but it's a humdinger.
Yeah, and that's what they told me. Not anything like that old COVID stuff. It's a cold. Here's a shot.
I've been tested for COVID. I don't have the flu. Whatever I have is just nasty.
We did get our first complaint about you yesterday, and I'd have to go ahead and just
That's
tell you
probably not
this.
your first complaint.
But it was. The Gullies called me from Kemper County and said that they had leaned in a little too close to the TV and you gave them your cough. So they've called.
I was going to say, and I scared them. I thought that's what you were going to say. I would back away from the TV a little bit,
just to be on top of it
right now.
Wait a minute, Mary. I have never had Fig Newtons with coffee. Matter of fact, it's been 30 years since I had a Fig Newton.
Mary, do you like Fig Newtons? Because there are very few people. My mom loved Fig Newtons. I love Fig Newtons. Very few people like Fig Newtons.
It's a peculiar flavor to it.
You like them?
It's okay, but I'm not going to go out of my way to find them.
I crave them every once in a while. Like, I will literally crave them and go buy me some Fig Newtons, eat them, and then I don't want them for a while. Kind of like an orange slice.
Oh,
I'll eat a bunch of orange slices, and then I might go a year and not eat orange slice.
LaWanda says she's one of those breakfast people there. She got to have her little something to chew on in the morning.
Some people do. They just wake up and think, I got to start my morning with a little bit of breakfast. It's probably good, though. So you're not starving to death and
gnawing
like
on
I
everything.
Do. And then, then I eat so much at lunch that I really do want to pass out.
Janet Berg says she's one of those Fig Newtons.
Go. What was the Fig Newton commercial?
I was trying to think of it when you said that.
There was a good one.
But it used to be a very, very popular item, and as you said, it was advertised. Mm-hmm. Nowadays, you don't see that.
No.
And I don't mean this ugly, but since we said the word commercial, I finished up a tad early last night. I walked home from work about 8:30 last night, and I walked by the television. You know how you had to have the R-rated to sit down and watch movies?
Yeah.
I think on the national level, I'm not talking local, but on a national level, commercials have gone to a new level to where you go, did they just really put that in a TV commercial?
Oh, I know. Everything.
Kids, they should not see the things that I'm seeing.
But then again, Scotty Ray, I kind of go back and look at some of the stuff that we watched that we thought was so innocent as kids, and it really had some messages in it.
It may have had messages, but now
it's just blatant.
There it is.
Yeah.
But I don't think I am ready for the change.
David Weaver said, Debbie, you got me watching Breaking Bad. It's addictive. I'm telling you, you get through the first couple of episodes and you're just like 50 hours later, you're going, I just watched 5 seasons of
Walter White is a great character. He just did what he thought he had to provide for his family.
Debbie, I'm with you. Debbie McGibbon says, coffee is my breakfast. Coffee is my breakfast.
I would just literally, I'm not a nice person without coffee. And what I mean by that is I'm just not myself. My voice doesn't sound the same. I'm not as happy.
Yeah.
Why are you looking at me like that?
Yeah.
I saw that
You're
look.
just so happy-go-lucky, Armin. Once you get that coffee.
Roy is a Fig Newton man. There you go.
I'm telling you, it's just, there's certain foods. Like my mom ate some weird stuff sometimes. This was weird to the South. Pumpernickel bread, like rye bread. She loved rye bread. I love rye bread.
I don't know what it is, but
she liked like the Fig Newtons. I'm trying to think of some of the things that she just ate. Different stuff that when I run into people that actually like it, because it's kind of old school, I guess.
It must be.
Yeah.
Pumpernickel.
I'm going to think of some of the things that Mama.
I always hear, eat these grits and hush.
Like rye. And I know as my mom got older and she was just very specific about certain things she wanted, like she would, I don't know, it would just like come up out of her memory or something.
Yeah.
And she would say, Debbie, go to the store and get me some of that little bitty loaf of rye bread. And some people know what I'm talking about. It was like for like little party sandwiches or cocktail sandwiches, and it was rye, but it was in a little bitty loaf, like this big. And she would have my sister and I searching high and low for that stuff because we wanted to please her. We wanted to make her happy,
I understand that.
And she would just come up with stuff that I don't think they've sold that since the 80s or the 70s or something,
Tell me this. Now, you're a pretty good judge of ladies and what they do. We've run up on a picture, and I'm going to share this. This is all over the internet everywhere right now. She's 80, 81. Well, how old is she?
She's 81.
81. And we're talking Martha Jailbird Stewart. And she did, not long ago, she done this sexy pose from the swimming pool in was it a bikini or a one piece? I can't remember, but everybody was the buzz about it. And she's done it again. This is, again, 81 years old. Y'all look at this. Here's the picture.
Okay, so what gets me about this,
that's
she's
from
81,
her Twitter.
Looks great. She says she has had 0 plastic surgery.
Do you believe that?
She says she has had no facelift. It's not my job to judge, but do I believe it?
That's kind of hard because look at this again. I don't see a wrinkle nowhere.
I mean, and she says that's unfiltered. I can't even put a filter on to make myself look like there's not even a filter that's going to do that. But she said that's unfiltered, and it's just a good skincare regimen and great diet all of her life. And I'm thinking, wasn't she in prison? I mean, what did she get to eat there? And did they get facials?
Well, now she may have gone to that celebrity prison where you get those extra privileges. Do they
do facials? And
I think they do.
On a great diet.
I mean, you can trade a smoke for anything you want in prison. I mean,
but that
rules.
face does not look like a smoke face. That's not the face of a smoke.
But more power to her. I mean, she's lovely. 80. I mean,
she looks great.
She would fool you.
It's hard to imagine natural aging, the sagging.
Maybe hanging around Snoop Dogg and all of that smell that's in the air that comes with him. Is the age to find.
Or does she do this on every? Because I tend to, when I have Zoom calls and stuff, like meetings, I do this. Because it pulls everything kind of back.
Okay, I'm going to practice that today.
Yeah.
We are Scotty Ray and Debbie. It is Tuesday morning. Hope you're doing well. 59 right now. Not going to get any warmer than it is. And we'll tell you all about the weather, what's coming up. North Mississippi ice. Is it happening here? No. But we'll tell you about the weather next. Scotty Ray and Debbie. Spring is right around the corner, and Wilson Salt, Highway 19 North, invites you by to get your equipment ready. For the do-it-yourselfer, they have all the filters and oil you'll need. Does your X-Mark need a tune-up or maybe a new set of blades? Let the professional sharpen your steel chainsaw or replace the plug. And they can get your steel weed eater running like tip-top for the spring. Whatever your need is, Wilson Saw and Outdoor Power will have you ready for spring. 71 Highway 19 North, 601-693-4100. Join Mike Rice Auctions and Wholesales every Tuesday night for a live auction, and you can bid from the comfort of your own home. Each week, Mike has a whole selection of auction items. Maybe you're a business that needs a liquidation sale. Or maybe you're in charge of an estate and don't know what to do with all you got. Talk to Mike Rice Auctions about an estate sale. Let Mike turn these items into cash for you. Your next deal is waiting for you at Mike Rice Auctions and Wholesale this Tuesday night, live on Facebook at 6:30.
Need an expert to repair a rock peck or cracked windshield? Call Advanced Auto Glass by Joey for quality workmanship and customer service, convenient same-day service, as well as in-house calibration for vehicle safety systems. Reliable mobile service is available in Clark, Kemper, Neshoba, Lauderdale, and Newton counties for all cars, trucks, and heavy equipment. Book your appointment today for custom tinting. It can reduce temps, fading, glare, and more. Improve the safety and enhance the appearance of your vehicle today with services from Advanced Auto Glass by Joey.
And good morning to Teresa Berry watching from the Briarwood area. And if this is one of your first times watching us as we change to the 7 o'clock hour, you can join us live on Facebook or on YouTube and communicate with us while we're live here on television with you. Send a message and interact with us. We'd love to have you a part of it as we start this.
Hey, Janet says Carnation Instant Breakfast has been my breakfast staple since the 1960s. Do you remember that?
I remember the word carnation.
Yeah, we used to eat them when I was a kid. Carnation Instant Breakfast. I haven't had Carnation Instant Breakfast since that or Tang.
It almost sounds like one of those free continental breakfasts that you would get at a hotel.
Carnation Instant Breakfast is like a drink.
Okay, all right, I'm with you.
Are you talking about the continental breakfast at a hotel?
Yeah, it's horrible. Yeah, if you see that word free,
not all of them are horrible, but I have
99% of them are bad.
I have, but I can tear one up. I have zero shame when it comes to.
If you're in the middle of nowhere and at a hotel and there ain't nowhere to stop other than a burrito at a gas station, you're limited.
Yeah,
you go for what you can there.
All That's true. Yeah.
Let's talk about what weather is doing. And again, today it's 59 in the Meridian area, even up to Louisville and southward, all nice and warm. But let's go further north in the state of Mississippi. Y'all look at this. Unbelievable how we can have fog and then just a few miles away. Look at this. A little bit of rain past West Point, and then all of that turns to ice. That is what's going on there right now. That's sleet. All of this purple area is a ice storm warning in the state of Mississippi. Olive Branch, all of this at Holly Springs, Ripley. Look at this. Can you believe
that's crazy that there's that much ice just north of us? When you walk outside right now, it's so warm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of shocking there.
Tupelo, all of them.
Now, if you look at the big picture of this, Deb, let's pull this back up. This is going to stretch all the way from Dallas, Texas over here. Look at this. All across here, out in Waco, Austin, all of this area. And it moves northeasterly up through Murfreesboro, Nashville area, on up into here to Charleston, West Virginia. So, and I mentioned this on that 6 o'clock weather, the 6:30 weather that we done. A lot of you have kinfolk. A husband, boyfriend that's a truck driver. Y'all make sure that check on them because this weather can mess somebody up bad.
Oh, somebody said it's 34 right now in Water Valley. Is it sleeting in Water Valley? Because that's up north, right?
Yeah,
north
sure is. Thank you, Laura. Yeah. We appreciate you telling us that.
Yeah.
Keep us tuned as to what's going on
That's such a difference in temperature. What is it here right now?
It is 59.
And it's 34 just north of us.
Happy birthday goes out to Al Turnipseed. Joe Gully wishing that big happy birthday there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Good morning, everybody. A lot of comments this morning.
Prepare you. We're 2 weeks away from my birthday. I hope you'll remember this year.
Okay. Well, I think I'm going to bring you some Ovaltine and coffee. I just saw where somebody said they do Ovaltine. Do you remember that?
I remember a commercial, Ovaltine.
Ovaltine.
Yeah.
It was it looked like, if I'm not mistaken, tell me if I'm wrong.
Okay, I'm listening.
Ovaltine is a drink, but it looked almost like freeze-dried coffee grounds. I mean, freeze-dried coffee in there, but it's not. That's what the texture of it is. If I'm mistaken, I might be wrong.
How does it taste?
We used to, I know I've had it because those were all of the 60s and 70s things. But it looked like freeze-dried. And did your mom ever go through that phase of all she ever drank was freeze-dried coffee? Ugh.
Is that the type that you put in there and you pour the hot water on?
Yes.
Yeah, that's all she'll drink now.
That's so gross.
I don't like that.
Now I buy it, but I put it in brownies. I add it to my brownies and stuff. It's really good. But as far as drinking it, I mean, I guess if I were desperate, I'd drink it, but it'd have to be out of pure desperation.
Yeah, it'd have to be on the no end. And I don't know if everybody's aware of this, but late last night, you and I were talking, and we discovered this. A TV show that we even talked about this week. Oh, my gosh, it just breaks your heart. Laverne and Shirley and Cindy Williams, who played Shirley, has passed away at the age of 75. TMZ releasing this. And as you know, you go back, here's one of those pictures that you can't help but remember.
It just makes me think how young she was in that show. I didn't realize she was that young.
I know.
I'll only be 77 now.
Bless her, 75.
I mean, 75.
And what a show that was. It really was.
Huge. It was a huge show.
But,
Didn't Mork and Mindy come off of that one, or no? Did it come off of
Mork and Mindy come off Happy Days. This come off of Happy Days.
Yeah, all of it came off of Happy Days. Yeah. That's what it is.
Yeah, it did have a connection. But what a show we grew up with, and starting to lose people. You know, we lost Squiggy. Was it last year or the year before?
Yeah, Squiggy. What was his name?
I couldn't pronounce his real name, but Squiggy.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's 2 roommates that lived next door. But so if you just finding that out, I know that's a shocker.
Didn't Squiggy have a crush on one of them?
Yeah, he was after her.
After Shirley?
Shirley, yeah.
Okay.
And then Lenny, I guess, was after the other one, or anybody that had anything to do with it.
Laverne. They were some really hip girls for my time.
Yeah, it was. Let's go to Quitman next. And I'm not sure if everybody's aware of this, but as we check in with our friends, Clark County Hot Topics, we found out that someone was stabbed last night in Quitman. As we go here to take a look at this, and this would happen on Thompson Avenue. As we go here to take a look at the scene of what was going on in Quitman last night. There's paramedics arriving at the scene, taking someone to the hospital, and from what I'm understanding is critical condition at this point.
So there was a stabbing. 911 call came in for a stabbing, correct?
Right.
And then kind of at the same time, another call came in for somebody that was in the middle of the road.
Right.
At a different location.
Ended up being the suspect
that stabbed the person.
Yeah, it was kind of confusing there at first, and I'm sure it was to the police as well.
Yeah, I hope they're all okay.
But serious condition is what I'm being told, to the stomach area.
And so it was a woman in the street. The man was stabbed, and a woman was
correct.
Okay.
We don't know all the details of what led to that being done.
No.
But whoa.
But they do think it was related.
Yes.
Yeah.
So and there'll be more to come out on that. And again, this happened in the public. We tell you what things that happen in and around the area to make sure that you're aware of what goes on after it turns dark or whatever the case may be. Somebody said Laverne passed away 3 years ago. Stephanie did. I didn't realize that.
What was
Penny Marshall was her name.
Penny Marshall. Yeah. I forgot about that.
Why am I?
It's hard for me to keep up with whoever's passed away and who hasn't at this point.
Correct me. Did she have a connection to Meathead from All in the Family? Was that her husband, or am I just thinking that up?
That was her husband, and her dad was like a major producer, I think. Yeah. What was his name?
Meathead?
No. What was Meathead's name?
Yeah, I know who you're talking about, but I can't.
Yeah, and Cindy was in American Graffiti also.
I'll be.
Oh, wow. But yeah, she was married to Meathead, which his name was, and I can see him right now. He's kind of very outspoken guy. Rob Reiner.
Rob, you're right.
And then her dad was Marshall, whoever Marshall, that was a big producer or director or something like that.
Angie is up on this. She says that Cindy Williams actually dated Squiggy in real life for a brief period.
Oh, really? Did you get that from the 17 magazine, Angie? From our Sweet 16 magazine.
I have never known that. Do we have any folks that really, really like Yellowstone? The TV show, it's a big hit right now. Of course, there's a lot of stars on it and connections that go on with this. If you're going to be heading to the...
Carl Reiner.
Carl, okay.
Yeah,
right.
Sorry about that.
Dixie National Rodeo. He's going to be there. Lloyd from Yellowstone will be at the Dixie National Rodeo February 16th and 17th, signing autographs. So if you're a big fan of the show and want to go meet him, he'll be there in Jackson, Mississippi.
Oh, so he's from the show Yellowstone. I've got to watch that show. I've got to make myself get into it. I've got to stop watching true crime. Can't help it.
The first 3 seasons are extremely good. This season has been really, really slow up until the mid-season cliffhanger. Then it looks like it may get good again. But this year so far been kind of, But
if people in real life would stop murdering people and having all these stupid trials that I have to watch,
then you
I could watch a regular TV show like that. But right now I'm into the Alec Murdaugh trial.
That's a big one going on, right?
Oh, it's big. I mean, he killed everybody.
Lloyd is one of those with cowboy logic from the show. Just a very smart guy, always has wisdom. He plays the part very well on there. But again, now everybody's going to tell you the language is very tough to sit through.
Somebody said bad language, good show.
Correct, and I agree with you. We've got an issue in Lauderdale County. If you're getting up this morning or you have to travel this way anytime, Pine Springs Road, after you go past the country store and where you take a right to go on Windsor Road, you better take that right, because right down at the bottom of the hill you will encounter this. As we see that the bridge is out, this is Palmer Flats, and as you pull up the picture, you can see in the distance there, right there is where the bridge is out. As we take a closer look at that, you're not getting past it. It's one of those issues there to where they inspected the bridge and then determined that it was just not safe to travel anymore.
Yeah.
So stay away from that. You have to turn around right there if you go down the bottom of the hill.
That's a long detour, isn't it?
Yes. So you've got to go back out to 19, or you have to go up to King Road and go up around and come out on Ernest White Road to get on the other side.
Oof, that would be a bad one to forget. And have to
and
backtrack.
You could go up on Barn Hill Road and take a left on Dabbs Road, if I'm thinking out loud, y'all, the dirt road, and it comes back out into Ernest White. Save you a mile
I
of
have no clue about all that.
Yeah.
I know the city like nobody's business. I can tell you any street in the city, but you take me out in the country, and I'm a goner. I'm lost.
You have to whoop out that GPS.
And speaking of roads, 22nd Avenue.
How are we doing
22nd
there?
Avenue is looking good this morning. So the north, I guess it would be the one headed north.
Into town.
Into town. It looked like it was fully paved and lined, and they started planting some trees in the median.
Oh.
I don't know what the other side looks like right now, but it looks like they're finishing up paving on that. So I think it's going to be nice once it's done. It's nice to drive on a street that doesn't have...
Blump, blump.
Yeah, I wish we could get all of our streets like that, because we've really got some bad streets.
Gateway to Meridian finally coming together, and of course all those businesses are going to be tickled where they can actually start serving customers again and not everybody dodging to get in and out of somewhere. I know that they'll be glad for all of that. We did have a little bit of gunfire late yesterday afternoon. Nothing major went on, but we do report things that still go on. 23rd Avenue at 22nd Street. Again, we talk about this area so much, Debbie.
That's sad.
This is going up
really
right there at the split where it becomes Poplar Springs Drive is where this was. Be careful.
More times than not, it's in this area.
It is.
And it needs to be, yeah.
Warner Street
And
over.
that's a pretty busy road right there. I mean,
It is.
that's a very busy road.
I get a lot of inboxes from people that live in that community, and they want their community back. They're tired of it. It's time to make a stand, but that's what went on last night. No other major shootings went on overnight that I'm aware of at this point. I don't think they did. But
I pulled up at Scotty Ray's the other morning, and I said, I just heard gunshot, and he said, we live in the country.
Out here, it's pretty
Well, I
calm.
live in the city, and we don't like hearing it.
Somebody sighting in a rifle is usually what it is out here.
I hear a gunshot, I lay down on the ground.
Out here you go, oh, that's just our... Hey, we thought we would share that the groundhog is not going to be coming to Meridian, but we did have Debbie out investigating yesterday and found a buttercup.
This is through some high training and investigation that I found this one. No, I just walked right by it. And I thought, oh, look at little buttercups trying to make its way through the cold.
So
That's a sign of spring. That's our sign of spring.
and
they're up everywhere. I just happened to see that first flower.
And Debbie, as we look at that extended forecast all the way to Valentine's Day, it's 60 and 70 degree weather all the way through. We don't have anything that says it's winter.
Yeah.
Let's see, Scotty
Except
Cameron.
unless you drive 2 hours up north.
Correct.
Then it'll
We
say
got a
that.
birthday from yesterday that we may have missed, but happy birthday to Scotty Cameron, turned 18 yesterday.
Cameron, happy birthday to you. What is this? Don't like the medians in the center of 22nd Avenue. Yeah, I agree with you on that. I think we're just going to have to get used to those medians. And now you can't just turn where you were used to turning. You're going to have to go up to get to certain places.
Sad news this morning from Louisville, and we hope to find out more about this in a little bit, but a body has been found. There's been talk that it could be of someone who's been missing in the Louisville area. Nothing is confirmed yet. Police are saying they did find someone in a wooded area near the railroad tracks.
Yeah.
I have had some family members contact me over this, and Sad. As the news is able to come out, we'll tell you more about that. But prayers for a family in the Louisville area.
So they haven't confirmed anything yet.
Yeah, I think the family is aware, but it's not a publicly released statement as of just yet, according to the family member I spoke of. So we'll wait till police are ready to tell us more about that.
I'm going to have to disagree with Joshua Weir.
What's Joshua?
We haven't had winter all winter. Excuse me? Do you remember that
2 days?
Sub-zero 2 days of we almost all died, and I bought $700 worth of heaters just to prepare? That was winter. We got all of our winter in 2 days.
You're right.
It was like minus 20, and you couldn't go outside, and everybody's pipes were freezing. But sorry about that, Jonathan. I just had to say that.
Yeah, but this has been one of those where it really overall has been mild, except
we have
for
that
that.
every winter, don't we? It's every winter.
But
we have like a little section of some cold and snowy and
He goes, yeah, it was 2 days.
It was 2 days of winter. I'm sorry.
Thank you, Joshua.
Don't even try me, Joshua.
I was going to talk about this yesterday. You were out, and I briefly mentioned it. The welfare scandal in Mississippi, probably the biggest thing that's ever happened in this state, to where they took money that was intended for the needy people and spent it for, soccer complexes and other things that should have never been. And we do have one person that has pleaded guilty, and his name was John Davis. He was in charge of all of that. They've delayed his sentencing. Now, again, we do expect more to come out of this. They're saying that more people up that totem pole.
I just don't and I said this last week, I don't understand. They're stealing from individuals, but when you're stealing from something that is going to eventually catch up with you, it's got to.
It's a paper trail. When
Too
you
much
deal
of a
with
paper trail.
Government money.
I think they just think that there's not going to be any accountability.
That's right.
And there is.
And I think it's in people. I know people who have money are some of the greatest people that give you the shirt off their back. I know poor people that would do the same thing. Then I know some people that are beyond wealthy who can't get enough, who, if they could, would stand there and pull the gold teeth out. I remember my dad telling me about that as an old saying, that they would take the gold teeth out of somebody dead just for the profit.
Yeah.
There are people that exist in this world like that. Mm-hmm. Shame on them, but they are there.
Well, just like the Chrisleys.
Yes.
I mean, why? Why do you have to do that after you're making so much money and you're living this great life?
Houses everywhere.
Houses and all that stuff. And then you just got to, is it to keep it up or what? I don't know. But,
sometimes enough isn't enough for folks of that nature.
Yeah.
I, on the other hand, would never change a couch or anything for the rest of my life. My wife, on the other hand, would do that. I get it.
That's just, I mean, I'm not trying to be.
No, but do you remember?
That's, my husband's the same way. It's like, why do you want to get rid of that? That's a perfectly good 30-year-old couch.
Yeah, leave it alone. I don't care for change in a house. Again, my wife constantly does.
I'm wondering if it's. Because my husband is the same way. He likes nice things and everything, but once you get it, you got it. Yeah. What's the point of replacing it? But, and I think I like to update. So I have the system where you have to, I hope he's not listening, but I have to say, oh, well, so-and-so really wants this. I have to make sure it's going to be used. You can't just get rid of it. You're going to have to make sure it's going somewhere that he knows that it's going to be used.
Well, and I agree with that.
If I say, Scotty Ray, he's really hit hard times and he doesn't have some really 1980s couches that he needs for his office. Do you mind if I get them? Michael? Oh, yeah, get them. We'll just get us a new one. So that's my tactic. I have to make it sound like it's going somewhere really good.
But I truly understand when I was 5 years old, that sugar bowl that looked like it needed washing at my great-great-grandmother's house. She wasn't going to get a new one. She didn't want a new one. I understand it now.
Yeah, the grandma's sugar bowl, there's certain things I don't want new. Now, there's certain things that I will use for the rest of my life.
Oh, have mercy. But, let's see if some other things that are going on in and around the area this morning.
Uh-oh. Denise says greed. Greed will get you every time.
It will. And several people commenting on that. Paul Robertson, how you doing there? Amanda Brown, she agrees it was greed with people that do that.
Yeah.
Now, what happens, I'm not a big basketball watcher. I don't. I understand that it's competitive and a lot of people love it. This is Virginia. Say you're there and you don't have a student show up. And you think, well, We need an extra person. I'm the coach. And you kind of blend and you come back out in a suit and you play for 2 quarters. And then they go,
wait a minute.
Is that the coach out there playing ball? She's been fired.
So she just thought that nobody would notice?
Yeah. She impersonated a 13-year-old, tried to blend in.
Don't they call the games and stuff, like the players?
She got busted.
That's funny. Do you know, I was so tall in school, and compared to the other girls, and I was not sports. I mean, I just wasn't.
They didn't call you over on Red Rover?
They always wanted me to be on the basketball team. Always.
Were you any good at it?
No, I tried one time, and I was like, then they go, okay, she's just tall. She's not good. Like, there's a difference.
I was horrible at sports. Nobody asked me to play.
I wanted to be good at sports, but I just wasn't.
Look, Junior Briggs and Scuba hit me in the head with the fly ball out in right field that time. I tried to catch it. I just really wasn't good.
Oh, I thought you were saying juniors.
Junior Briggs was the coach. John Lyle, if you're watching, y'all remember when we were kids, he was our little league coach. I was just horrible at it. I did try, but I was bad at it. Dylan come along. He was horrible at it. It's a family trait where we're just not good at sports. It's in your bloodline, I think.
Well, Mike was really good at sports, so I think my girls... Well, I think Katie's good at sports. I mean, I think it's just whether you have a passion for it.
It is. Y'all stay close. We got a lot more to talk about going on in and around the state of Mississippi. We'll be right back.
I'm Chris Bullock, and I'm a candidate for Lauderdale County District 1 Supervisor. One of the reasons I'm running is I absolutely love this community and care about our people. I have the experience and leadership skills necessary to provide a professional service to every resident. I have a record of serving this community since I was 15 years old. It's time for fresh ideas under a new generation of leadership. I ask for your prayers, and I ask for your support.
Paid political by friends of Chris Bullock.
H&H Residential of Meridian is your #1 carpet and flooring store. If you've been thinking of a new look for your home or office, call for a free estimate or consultation. H&H can install, or you can do it yourself. H&H has all of your design needs from color, style, and texture. If you can dream it, H&H can make it a reality. Come see the large selection of hardwood flooring, laminate, vinyl, and even carpet. H&H Residential of Meridian, open Monday through Friday, 9 to 4, 321 Hawkins Crossing Road. Call Rosemary anytime, 601-462-9541.
Collinsville, Mr. Discount Drugs, your local pharmacy and gift shop, thanks you for your continued support. Whether you shop with us in-store, through our app, over the phone, or in our drive-thru, our team will provide the best personalized customer service experience you expect from your local pharmacy. When you call or message us, you are promptly greeted by the Mr. Discount team that's ready to help. When you choose our pharmacy, you're choosing a locally owned pharmacy that cares about you and your community. Collinsville, Mr. Discount Drugs makes a difference.
Oh, that means we got to talk again.
Wow.
Scotty Ray and Debbie, good morning to you. Hope you feel wonderful.
Hey, let's say good morning to a few folks. Winnie, good morning to you. Winnie doesn't like snow. She loves snow, but not in this Mississippi.
Ah, gotcha. It's a little bit different there.
I like snow as long as I don't have to work or do anything and I can just stay at home. That's when I like snow. But that doesn't work anymore because I work from home, so you basically have to have no power. Good morning to Mary Lynn Hayes. Angie Peacock.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. Oh, Debbie Gabriel.
What's
what
Debbie
are you
doing?
laughing about? She's got a whole bunch of smiles. She's got a bunch of laughs. Arlene, too. I know Arlene. Good morning to you, Arlene. Good morning, Jerry Mason.
He's all the way from Shibuya, Mississippi. Salute to all 380 of you there.
So it's that cold, and so it's even 10 degrees difference in Philadelphia. Somebody said they just took their trash out, and it's 48 and breezy in Philadelphia.
Let's see if we've had a temperature drop here in Meridian. I can update
It's not up
here.
in here. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm sweating in here.
Yeah.
Good morning, Joyce Godwin. Good morning to you. And everybody that said they're glad I'm feeling better, I am feeling much better. I mean, obviously, I still have this cold, but not to the point where, not to the point where I knew I just couldn't do it yesterday. I was up all night with that horrible cough.
I think my thoughts on colds at this point in life is I don't believe if they found a cure they would ever sell the medicine for it because they make too much money off of all these other
They've made it
remedies.
off of me.
Yeah.
I've got everything.
Because when you get down, there is no amount of money that would keep you from buying that Cold Plus stuff to stop that cough. You want to give it to me. I got to have it.
I went to the doctor Friday and got a shot and everything and thought maybe it would dry it up a little bit and went on a Z-Pack and And over the weekend, I didn't feel great, but I mean, and I cough a lot, but, you know, I didn't have to be around anybody.
Yeah.
But then I started taking so much stuff because I coughed so bad that I think I made myself sick.
I can see how it could lead to that.
From coughing. And hopefully yesterday was the worst of it. I'm hoping I'm on the uphill
swing. All right, let's take a trip back in time. Anybody remember the year 1893? Well, there probably isn't a person alive that was here there anymore. But it was a big day as Coca-Cola said, wait a minute, we've got something that's good and we want to trademark it because it's ours. It was 1893 that Coca-Cola got that patent. And, well, all the rest is history since then.
Cocaine in a bottle. No,
I've always been told, and I still do it, when I was little, it was drilled in my head, if you were sick, get a Coca-Cola and make you feel better.
Are you serious?
100%. That was the remedy in Scuba, Mississippi, is to always have that cold Coca-Cola in the glass bottle. It would make you feel better.
I know this sounds like something out of a TV show like Andy Griffith, but when I was growing up, we had a store, Mr. Wilson's, out in the country.
Right.
And we would go and he had one of those Coke coolers, you know, the coolers outside, and you'd get you one, the small bottle Coke, and you would open the top, you'd pay for it, and a thing of peanuts, and pour the peanuts into the Coke and drink it.
As a matter of fact that you bring that up, I think Bill Reinhardt's coming to see me today. You know, I have a 1955 Coca-Cola machine, and, you know, the bottle. Mm-hmm. And then I got the bright idea 11, 12, 13 years ago that I was going to restore it, and I tore it apart.
And you can't fix it.
Well, Angie's contacted Bill to come pick it and put it back together for me.
Oh, nice.
Whoops.
Nice. Now, I'm talking about the cooler.
Yeah, the cooler, and you had the little slide top. You pulled them out. Mr. Frost.
Yeah.
We had
How
that
much
downtown
were they
scoop. A nickel is what we paid.
And then you brought the bottles back.
Yeah. You got a little bit of change for that.
I collected bottles and
by bubble gum.
I think bottle caps we got to use for the fairgrounds, like the bottle tops.
Yeah.
And then when it came to cans, you could use the tabs.
Tabs, I remember all of that. It's hard to imagine. I guess the only thing currently we could relate to this would be back when the pandemic started and you couldn't buy a new car. But back in 1942 on this day, everything ceased in Detroit. They quit making cars. Why? It was the war effort, and everything turned to Jeeps in the war effort, and you could not buy a new car. It didn't matter how much money you had, you wasn't getting it. Mm-hmm. That's the thing that went down in history on this date. It was 1973 that Merle Haggard would have the #1 album in America, and it was today. And who remembers the song, It's Not Love, but It's Not Bad? Merle Haggard.
I remember that song.
Really?
I love Merle Haggard, too. I saw a picture of him just recently of when he was, I guess, probably in his 30s. Whew, he was a good-looking man.
Merle had it going on.
Yeah.
He had all the women folk after him.
Mm-hmm. That was my mom's man right there.
Oh, Merle. 1975, a song went gold.
We talk about him every day.
Well, he had a lot going on during the 70s.
Oh,
it went gold today. Oh, Mandy.
You came and you gave and I'm taken.
Yep, and I don't remember any of the other words.
Away. Oh, Mandy.
That was #1.
Is that how it went?
Something like that.
It's something like, you came and I gave, you gave and I don't know. I used to know all the words to that song. I don't know any of it.
Oh.
If somebody wants to get me singing lessons, I'm all in for that.
Jerry said that Coca-Cola originally made for a Confederate officer's drug problem. Well, I'm going to see.
Because,
Yeah, it had a lot of good stuff in it.
Does anybody remember Double Cola?
I do. I do remember Double Cola.
So my mom didn't buy a lot of Cokes or anything. We didn't drink very many, but we did get them sometimes. But then when the Double Cola came around, I guess it was cheaper, right?
Yeah, that's why. You get a real bargain on it.
Yeah, it was cheaper. And somebody that lived down from my aunt's house worked for Double Cola, and for Halloween he would give a Double Cola to everybody.
I'll be. Janet Berg said things just go better with Coke. I don't drink soft drinks, but Coke is the gold standard. And I agree.
Because it had cocaine in it.
It's kind of like the word Cadillac. It means it's the best of the best.
Coke?
Yep. And you remember that little incident that I had back in the 90s, don't you?
I do.
This is just things that happen in life. I had been flown to California by the head of Pepsi Cola.
That was their first mistake.
Yeah, they flew me out there, and we were sitting at a bar, and he says, "What would you like to drink?" And I said, "I'd like a Coke." And he goes, "No, really, what would you like?" I said, "No, really, I'd like a Coke." I forgot all about who I was with.
That you were with the Pepsi people.
Yeah, whoops.
Because in our minds,
Coke is it. And that means
everything's a Coke.
And then they go, well, what do you want? Mountain Dew? Do you want Dr. Pepper? And then you tell them. They just wasn't speaking the same language as me.
No.
It was kind of
They
embarrassing.
say, "Do you want a Coke?" And you go, "Yeah, Dr. Pepper."
Yeah, that's just the way it is.
That's the way it goes. Do you want a Coke? Yeah, I'll take a Pepsi.
1981, the number one song was, and you couldn't help but sing along with this, no matter who you were, "The Tide is High." Anybody remember that from Blondie?
I'm not going to try to sing it. I can't.
I can't sing it, but I know the song. Real good one there. Let's see. 1981, this little boy was born. Big singer now. He's
Remember when I got to meet Justin Timberlake? I have a picture made with him.
Justin Timberlake.
Dating Britney Spears, and we were at the CMAs, and they were there because of Alabama song, right?
That's right.
They performed, I think. And Britney came, and she was like dressed down. She was, you could hardly even tell who she was. But I got my picture made with Justin and the other guys. One of them's from Mississippi. What was his name?
The one from Jackson. Lance Bass. 1983, this went into effect. Nobody was happy about it, and there's a lot of people still not happy about it. Whew, the seatbelt law went into effect, causing those $75 tickets.
You know, it's hard for my kids to understand that we did not have, and even though they went into effect in 1983, it really wasn't enforced.
No.
And so, because a lot of cars didn't even have seatbelts.
My 66 doesn't.
You know, and so it took, I know up until when my kids were born, 87 and 89, and then you had to have car seats and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But before that, you just get your baby and put them in the car.
Watch any TV show from the 70s. Well, nobody wearing no seatbelt.
No.
Hey, let's go back to 1987 to the cover of TV Guide. It was the Golden Girls on the cover today.
My favorite book in the world, other than the Bible, the TV Guide.
1988, this TV show would premiere. A lot of people still love this. Anybody remember
It's a good show.
The Wonder Years?
Mm-hmm.
What a great picture that is.
Mm-hmm.
Innocence is what that says
Until
to me.
you go down a hill and skin.
Oh, yeah. I've had those too.
I did.
1999, this would premiere. I have never watched it. Never. Maybe it's good.
You know, I've seen it on TV, but I've never watched it.
Me either.
I don't know anything about Family Guy.
Family Guy.
The only thing I think I know is that little Rugrat. Is that a Rugrat?
Let me see.
Is that a different show?
That's a different
show. The little
show.
kid. But is he the one that goes, Mom, Mama, Mom, Mom, Mama,
I don't know.
Mama? And my kids
I would
used
be
to
able
do
to
that.
stand that.
You know,
I know exactly what
like
you're
if a mom's in the bathroom and they go, Mom, Mommy, Mom,
Open the door.
Mom,
Open the
Mom.
door.
Yeah.
Oh, let's see.
I think that's from that show, but it could be from Rugrats. I don't know.
RC Cola and a moon pie. We're getting a lot of comments about that.
Oh, look.
Ann Hall.
It took me 2 years to comply with the seatbelt law. I kept forgetting. I'm telling you, you really, I don't even think back then it was enforced because they were like, they just didn't do much with it.
Yeah.
You know, kind of like when I was a teenager, there was really no DUI laws.
No.
That I know of.
All that changed.
I mean, if they
one day.
caught somebody drinking and they would say, you need to try to make it home safe.
Or call somebody to come pick you up.
Yeah.
It wasn't that bad of a thing back in the
There was
day.
a law. I don't know when the laws came into effect, but it surely wasn't enforced when I was a teenager.
2013, we would hear about this. We would find out that he was naked running around in a church parking lot, busted up nose, and we would go, no, there's no way he couldn't do that. Well, something was going on. It was bad. Randy Travis was arrested today in 2013. He pled guilty. He'd been drinking quite some time.
Drinking will get you every time.
Unclothed is the way they put it. We're just going to say Randy Travis was naked man for the day. We'll be right back. Scotty Ray and Debbie, put a smile on.
Your next Maytag or Whirlpool appliance is waiting on you at All Temp Appliance and Refrigeration on Highway 19 North. If you've been trying to locate a freezer, stop by and see their big selection of upright and chest freezers, a showroom full of stoves, gas, and electric. Maybe it's a new refrigerator from large double doors to the simplest of refrigerators. Name brand washers and dryers like Speed Queen and Amana. And delivery is available with a great service department to back up what they sell. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 4, and by appointment after hours and weekends.
Freeman Tractor on Highway 494 invites you by to take a look at a brand new product they've got. Odes, ATVs, and UTVs. These side-by-sides range from 800 to 1,000 cc's and they come with heat or air. Whether you're doing work around the farm or hunting, they've got the unit just for you to keep warm or cool depending upon that Mississippi and Alabama day. Swing by for a test drive today at Freeman Tractor. See coleslaw, buttermilk, and don't forget you can meet their newest employee, Eggplant. That's Freeman Tractor, Highway 494.
Have you been hurt on the job? Call Will Parker. Get the help you deserve. Call Will Parker. Know your rights when it comes to the workplace injuries. Call Will Parker. Call or go online at parkerfirm.net. Call your Meridian lawyer, Will Parker.
At the Back Porch, we're bringing families back together for fun, food, and all the things you love to enjoy around your home. Every event starts with a great grill, great cookware, and accessories. Add in some locally sourced meat and dairy, along with frozen vegetables and casseroles, and over 500 brands of spices and sauces. Relax in our chairs, swings, day beds, and have fun with our cornhole boards. From coolers to trailers, we have everything you need. When you see the big chair, you've made it to the back porch.
Well, Godwin Cleaning Services, you've heard me talk about them before. What do? They clean things, whether it's an office, a building, maybe it's a parking lot that you need taken care of. Your house, from brick, vinyl siding, all of that, all the way up to rock. Maybe you've got a fence that needs taken care of. They do that, including any style roof. Now, that's from the metal, as you can see, totally different there with the pictures there, to shingles and all of that. From getting your sidewalk done to your driveway, all the way up, make it look nice. They can set you up on a program to have it done automatically. Or you can call them when you want to. They'll work with you any way they can. From back steps to porches, they do it all there. Godwin Cleaning Services, 253-8262. Drop in and visit with them. They'll come take care of it for you, give you a quote, won't cost you anything. I want to say thank you. I was out and about yesterday, and I bumped into so many nice people, Debbie. People really, when you're out and about, a lot of times you'll read a lot of headlines and you think, where is America going to? Until you actually go out and talk to people, and they still feel the same that we do, of where America is, the same beliefs, and, well, it makes you feel better about yourself to talk to like-minded people. Just want to say thank you. Yeah, just want to say thank you to folks.
Hey, I want to say good morning to, let's see, who is this? Oh, Bill Reinhardt. He's a staple of the show, isn't he?
Oh, Bill's a good guy.
Sad the way Randy Travis ended up. Had such a great career going. It really is kind of sad, but he had a lot of issues all through his life, I think.
He did.
And Vicky Stewart, good morning to you. What have you ever put your right arm across your like that?
Oh yeah, for the kid. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever put your right?
It's an automatic thing. You throw that arm up to catch whoever's over there.
That's the old-fashioned seatbelt.
It is.
Yeah, I do it.
Even to this day,
now I have to do it to hold all my junk that's on the seat and make sure it doesn't fly everywhere.
Oh, have mercy. Let's see what's going on across here. We had someone in Lucedale die in an accident. We also had in the Jackson area. I always hate that. The mother of a child, this happened 2 weeks ago.
This is hard for me to the story.
I know.
Really, I don't understand.
A child was found deceased in Tupelo about 2 weeks ago, a 5-year-old little girl. They were investigating it. They have stepped it up now, and the mother has been arrested for child neglect.
It just breaks my heart, and we just don't know what so many kids are going through.
We don't.
I was reading a story yesterday. It's not in the state of Mississippi. I'm not sure what. It might be up close to Boston or something like that. A mother, she had been battling postpartum depression, was actually getting some help, and her husband was staying home with them while she was going through her therapy. Right. And he ran to get some food and came back, and she had tried to commit suicide, and she had killed the 3 kids.
That just...
And it just, and he's pleading with people and saying, don't hate her because it was not her.
She didn't know what she was doing.
She was a loving mother. And you just don't know, and you just have to take things so seriously.
That happens.
You can't take them lightly when a mother's crying out saying, I'm really suffering.
I'll be the first. I don't understand the postpartum. I don't.
It's just I think it's a chemical imbalance that nobody really...
They snap.
You don't know.
Yeah.
They snap.
So
I'm fortunate and didn't suffer from any postpartum depression with either of my girls, but I did have a friend that his sister, all she ever wanted in life, get married, have a baby, career and all that stuff. And when she had her baby, suffered postpartum depression and killed herself like 2 or 3 days later. And which was not on anybody's radar. So you just have to really,
that's a bad one.
It is a bad one.
And there's people that help in those situations.
Broken.
And it would be tough to be the one left behind on a case like that. I had to read this next story 2 or 3 times, but it reminds me of Jerry Clower sitting up with the dead. Anybody ever remember those stories of Jerry talking about that? And that was a common thing in the South in the old days, to where you didn't go to the funeral home, the body was kept at the house. But it was it's a Mississippi family that was kind of upset. Well, when your loved one goes to the funeral home, they say, we got them all safe. That's what you think. Well, they had gone and picked up a body. And they made it sound, I had to read it 3 or 4 different areas to find out the real story of what went on. It led you to believe this happened in Mississippi. That's not the case. It was in Illinois, near Chicago. The funeral home had gone and picked up someone who passed away. They backed into their bay where they park all their cars. The loved ones thought after the car arrived, they took them inside and put them where you normally would go. Well, they left the body in the car. As we all know, there's thieves in Chicago. They drove off with the Mississippi man in the back. They were nice. They drove about 100 miles and set his body out in the alley.
Do you think they knew it was in there when they took off, or they just realized it midway and they're like, oh?
I would think when they left, they probably didn't. And at some point, they realized there's a dead dude behind me.
So somebody was asking me about that story and said, how would they not? I mean, why would a body be in a van? But I mean, they have to put them in the van to get them from the hospital to the
right, or pick them up from a home.
Yeah.
But typically when you back in, it was somebody taking a shortcut is all that was. Instead of taking them on inside to the funeral home, they just left them in there and probably assumed they would come back in a few hours and do their job. It didn't quite work out that way.
Can I tell you a short little funny?
What's a short little funny?
A funeral. So when I was a real estate agent, I was with Winstead Realty, and a girl I worked with, we were riding around looking at some houses one day, and we were over there. What is the church? It's 40th and 20 and Poplar Springs Drive.
Okay.
That church right in there. I think it's 40th. Anyway, we were coming up that road because we had gone to look at a house, and we got behind a car, and we sat there at the stop sign and sat there, and we were like, why are we waiting? So we were in the line of a funeral procession.
And didn't know it?
Didn't know it. The hearse was like 2 cars up, the family, and then us.
And you got in it?
And I got in it. Do you know how hard it is to get out of it? Once people,
it looks bad.
Because people were behind us that were in the funeral. People are in front of us.
I bet you they were talking about you.
And I know Teresa remembers that. I've never been so embarrassed in my life.
That would be. I
think we had to wait until it started to get out of it because we were too tight into it.
Bless your heart.
It was embarrassing.
That would be. Scotty Ray and Debbie, already 10 minutes before 8 o'clock. Good morning to you.
Before you know it, Valentine's Day will be here. Our friends at Honeysuckles on Northfield Street want you to be prepared. Pre-order now for their best selection. When it comes to a rose, Honeysuckles is using the garden-style roses for all of their Valentine's Day arrangements. The garden roses are larger and higher quality than your standard rose. Maybe you just need a gift or a spa basket for men, children, and women. Maybe a balloon bouquet or a gourmet chocolate. Pre-order now for best selection. That's Honeysuckles, 2626 Northfield Street. The Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville has these great savings this week. Fresh blueberries, $2.99 a pint. Florida strawberries, a 1-pound bag, $3.99. Halos or Cuties, a 3-pound bag, $5.99. Blue Plate Real Mayonnaise, a 30-ounce jar, $4.99. A1 or Heinz 57 steak sauce, a 10-ounce bottle, $4.99. And Coca-Cola products, 12-pack, 12-ounce cans, $5.99.
And we're down home, down the street, Piggly Wiggly.
Rock House Gun & Pawn is open Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. Lots of different calibers and brands to choose from when it comes to hunting rifles. Whether you're looking for a new pump shotgun or an AR, the Rock House will have the gun that you need. With a huge selection of ammunition for just about any caliber that you may be looking for. Pistols, scopes, and a whole lot more. Plus a private lobby for your confidentiality when it comes to your pawns. Rock House Gun & Pawn, located at 5430 Highway 19 North Meridian.
If it is time for another car or truck for your family, see our friends at Interstate Auto. They're located on North Frontage Road in Meridian, just down from IHOP. They offer bank rate financing. All applications are accepted with over 14 years in business, and they offer you a fair price. Open Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. and Saturday 9 until 2. Appointments available after hours as well. Remember, all roads lead to Interstate Auto, 802 North Frontage Road, Meridian, 601-483-6977.
As we talk about your home, one of the biggest investments you'll ever want to make, that's right, where you settle down and spend the rest of your life. Snowden Company is there for you. And so many people choose them, no matter what stage it is, your very first house that you ever bought. Maybe you're expanding, getting kids, and need a bigger home. They've got that also. Visit with them at Snowden Real Estate. You can call them at 453-3937. Now, they're going to be open all week till about 5 o'clock. Closed on Saturday by appointment only and shut down on Sunday altogether. See Amanda, any of her friendly staff. They help you pick out the home that you're looking for. You can do it online, get a good look at it, and then go look at the home in person. So many to choose from Clark, Kemper, Lauderdale, all the way over to the Brandon-Flowood area. They can explain all of that, find that home that you're looking for. It's simple. Take that first step by looking. Call them at SnowdenRealEstate.com or visit with them in the Broadmoor area. You can't miss them there. Here's Amanda. That number, 5001 Poplar Springs Drive, is where they are. And again, you can reach them at 453-3937. That's the number to call to, get your next home there.
Somebody said, let's see, Debbie said, I just want 3 cartons of eggs for Valentine's Day.
That's going to be a popular gift this year, I'm afraid.
And she wants to save them for Easter.
Oh.
Easter's going to be hard.
It is.
Because my little grandbaby, this is his first year. He'll probably be able to, I don't know, he might be too young to dye an egg. But
most people are hearing about this now, but another egg factory caught on fire over the weekend, the 3rd largest in the United States.
Where is this one?
Let me see where the factory was. I have to read on down. Connecticut.
What's happening?
Yeah, that's what a lot of people are saying. Is this a conspiracy? I don't know.
An egg conspiracy?
It could be.
Of all conspiracies
it drives the price up.
I mean, okay.
I don't know. I'm just hearing the word conspiracy floating around. I got to go out to Freeman Tractor to find out the rest of the news. I'll go out there.
Find out why these egg farms are burning down.
It is something suspicious.
And I don't even like eggs that much. I don't even know why I'm so invested in wanting some eggs all of a sudden when I couldn't care less otherwise.
They're saying in the month of December, food prices rose about that much, but we're still 10% above average when it comes to pricing of food as we look around this.
I don't know what about that much is, but when I buy groceries, it's about that much. It's almost, some things are double the price.
It's weird there.
And everything is more.
It is.
There's nothing. I mean, maybe ramen noodles. Maybe that's the only thing that hasn't gone up in price.
This statistic here follows along with that. You've always heard it doesn't matter how much money you make, you still spend what you got. Well, this is what it says. Over 8 million Americans who make over $100,000 a year are paycheck to paycheck. And it goes back to you spend what you've got. But all at the same time, America is hurting, there's no doubt. Mm-hmm. And if you think of somebody who's living paycheck to paycheck who makes 100, imagine that guy that's making 40, that lady that's making $40,000 a year trying to feed a family and get by. It's tough on America right now, and our politicians need to pay attention to what's going on.
Yeah.
We pray they do.
When 100,000 used to be like,
that was like
100,000.
That was an executive.
Yeah, that was Elvis's mansion.
It was.
Did he pay $100,000?
He did.
I was like, whoa, Elvis. Now it's not.
So folks are starting to say, well, price of eggs is going to go up before Easter. It's kind of like the gas thing.
The price of eggs will go up for Easter. Yeah, we see that. I think they're making the mega roll toilet paper rolls smaller. That's a conspiracy.
Oh, we busted them.
We're going to have to do an investigative report on that.
I agree with that. So, something to think on there.
Somebody said my friend has them for $3 a dozen.
Ooh. Bootleg eggs. Y'all look out. There's going to be the new craze going
Who's
around.
your friend? Can you tell us your friend's name? Good morning. Watching from Colorado. I love Colorado so much.
It is a beautiful town there.
A beautiful town or state.
State, town. Except for those people that want to move out and go to the other state.
Good morning, Bruce. From Janet.
Janet, thank y'all so much for joining us. It's time for us to go. We're coming back in the morning beginning at 8 a.m. Again, we can't do it without y'all. Thank y'all so much for bringing a smile to us. Maybe we brought one to you. Mm-hmm. We'll be back with all the local headlines tomorrow morning, bright and early.
See you tomorrow.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners: